Welcome back to the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship here on BSRTV. Round 27, the final race of the evening from Silverstone National, is right upon us. Calling the shots, Chris Cohen and Adam Barth. Adam, the final race is always the exciting one.
Yes, it is. We usually top 20 reverse grid, putting the cars we don't usually see at the front of the pack. However, that slogan is sort of scuppered because we've got Jamie Rushworth starting third place on the grid. I wonder if he'll be able to salvage his championship in this race.
Well, we were talking about Nils Jordan, weren't we, before? And we do mention him occasionally on the show. He's just a level-headed driver, finishes mid-table in every race, turns up for every race, that's the important thing, and really gives it his all. And it's about time he had a chance at the pole position, surely.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be running his own race, though, in this one. I'm sure he doesn't want to ruin the championship we've got at the moment. But yeah, it's good to see him at the front of the grid and hopefully give Karsha a win in the championship.
Well, that could be Katz's responsibility as well. He'll be starting from the 11th or 12th. I always have trouble reversing that in my head. Somewhere around that position. Laura Bond starting pretty highly in 6th place. CQR's Martin Johnson will be starting alongside Rushworth in row 2 as well. So possible win on the cards again for CQR after Layla took that second race in very tight kind of fashion in the end. We thought it was fairly secure right to the end of the race.
Yeah, we thought Julian Janowski had lost the pace to Russell Layla, but then towards the end, after that bit of contact, it seemed to wake Janowski up, and he managed to fight back to Russell Layla and nearly beat him. It was just a mistake out of the Beckett's right-hander that cost him the momentum down the Wellington straight. But second place for Iwasa, a good job by him. It's good to see Iwasa up the front again after Stelian Chepelewski had to leave the championship. So great drive by him.
In actual fact, let's see if we can have a word with Martin Johnson just on the run-up into this race. Are you with us, Martin?
I am.
Welcome to BSR TV. You're going to be starting on the second row of the grid here after good solid result in the last race. How do you feel about starting so high up the grid?
I'm kind of wishing you hadn't mentioned it, really. I'm trying to forget it.
Well, it's going to be starting alongside last season's champion Jamie Rushworth, so if you get away pretty quickly, could you hold on to that 4th place for a while?
I'm going to be trying to throw a tow rope round the back of Jamie's car, if I'm honest.
Well, good luck with that one. I'm not sure that's within the rules or spirit of the competition, but
I'll try and make it an invisible one.
Excellent. So you've got some little bit of pressure there from your teammate Russell Laidler, who's won that last race, and he's going to be expecting great things for you.
As always.
So no chance of a victory then?
I would doubt it. I've not got the pace of the front runners, but hopefully I'm near enough to the pace that I can stick around at the front for a little bit.
Excellent. Well, we'll let you go on finish your warm-up, but good luck and a good position to start in, Martin.
Cheers for that.
So Martin Johnson there for CQR. And he's a guest driver. Well, he is. It's kind of complicated. They're only allowed 4 drivers in a team, and CQR is a racing club, close quarters racing. They have a large number of members, not all of which play Forza or Forza. Some of them play iRacing too, apparently, and enough of them play that they can't all fit in one team. So that's why he is just a guest driver this evening, but a guest driver with some weight on his shoulders, Adam.
Yeah, of course, we've lost Ashley Sutton, who won the first race of the season at the Silverstone International Circuit. So the CQR team have quite a lot of pressure on their shoulders. They're currently in the Teams Championship, sitting in 9th place. In fact, as a result of Russell Laidler's win, they managed to gain a spot over Pertek in the Teams Championship. So great drive by Laidler. He's helping his team out massively there. And so is Martin Johnson and Andrew Whitehead.
Well, it just goes to show, doesn't it? Chrome Restart always start with 4 drivers. Some of the teams this season have had real issues keeping that 4-driver lineup going because, you know, people have real life things going on. Sometimes people go on holiday or they have work commitments or other things that take priority. These drivers aren't getting paid to do this. They're not professional racing drivers. So, you know, people like MovieGo are using reserve drivers. Some other teams are down to 3 drivers or 2 drivers. And really, without wanting to discredit some great results from Chrome Restart, a lot of their success has been down to the consistency of numbers, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Chrome Restart have started 100 events this season compared to the second place team in the championship, eBay Motors, who have only done 89. STP Bianco have done 92 of the races, and MovieGo Racing have only done 79. So it shows how Chrome Restart are in the lead in the championship because they have all of their drivers taking part.
And it's worth saying as well that it gives you a chance to do better. It doesn't guarantee that you do better because you still need to bring those cars home in point scoring positions. But that is part of the secret of Chrome Restart's success. Now 45 seconds before we go down to the grid. Would you like to run down the top 10 for the viewers at home?
Yes, I will. Sorry, I was just getting my grid up there. On pole position for this final race of the evening is Nils Jordan for Karsha Racing, and alongside him is Robert Plumley. Then in third place on the grid is Jamie Rushworth. What can he do from there? And alongside him is Martin Johnson in the CQR car. Can CQR win 2 races tonight? Then after him, it's Andrew Whitehead, another CQR car, and then alongside him is Laura Bond. Then it's David Baker, then Scott Malcolm, then Linus Bostrom, then Peter Van Gool, who we usually see further up the grid in this reverse grid race, then Ben Gregory, and then it's Andreas Katz. So that is the top half of the grid for this race, Chris, and I think it's going to be a pretty wild first few laps.
Another 30 cars head to the grid, 20 of them out of their race pace positions, so I am tending to agree with you. Steve Richardson wastes no time getting down onto the grid. He's a very lonely eBay Motors car on the grid on his own at the moment. Oh, he's joined by Nils Jordan, who heads down to the front of the grid in that Karcher machine. He's got a lot to live up to, a lot of pressure on him for this race. We don't think he's going to win this one by any stretch, but it'd be nice to see him in a very highly point scoring position. Do you think he can finish ahead of his teammate Andreas Katz?
I think if he drops down too many places, I think he might have to give way to the other Karsha cars of Peter Van Gool and Andreas Katz. After all, they are going for that team's championship. But if Nils Jordan keeps up inside that top 5, I think you should have a good result, as we're getting to see more cars form up on the grid. I really couldn't put my money on who's going to win this one, but Jamie Rushworth, I think he's the safest bet.
Thanks, Adam. He'll be starting third. He's just behind Nils Jordan. Nils Jordan takes up the pole position there. We have some lights for round 27 of the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship. We're almost underway here. We've got green. Can Nils Jordan hold the line into Copse for the very first time? Oh, great start from Rushworth. He's already down the inside of Nils Jordan. He's already under attack from Plumley as well. Rushworth's going to take the first position into the first corner. Rushworth's got the lead already. Nils Jordan down to second.
Yes, he's dropping back further places. Martin Johnson's got past, and I think David Baker in the Chrome Restart car. He is truly dropping back. He's now nearly outside the top 10, and he might cause a bit of trouble here as we head through Maggots and Beckett's. I think that's Laura Bond having to check up, and his other Karsha teammates as well. So a bad start for Nils Jordan, but then again, we didn't expect him to be at the front.
Well, I would have liked to have seen a better start from Nils Jordan, unfortunately, but his Karsha teammates are queuing up behind him now, and he's down to 9th after only 2 corners of the race from pole position. And Plumley and Whitehead are battling it out for second place. I think Rushworth's going to have quite a lead by the time this field sorts itself out, Adam.
Yes, you're right. At the moment, it's 2 seconds. It's 1.4 seconds. Sorry, back to second place, Robert Plumley. As we come around to complete the first lap, over the line we go. Jamie Rushworth leads the field round, and in second place it is Robert Plumley. Third, Andrew Whitehead. Fourth, Martin Johnson. Fifth, Baker. Sixth, Laura Bond.
Someone's off. One of the is that? Oh, there's a huge impact on the start-finish straight, Adam. We've lost a whole load of cars there. That's safety one of the Karchers.
Safety car deployed on lap number 2. Well, we didn't see that coming, did we, Chris? And now that's going to slow the field up, bring them down the speed, and it means that Jamie Rushworth's 1.4 second lead is now a distant memory.
Well, who was that in the Karcher we saw spinning round just out of the corner of the picture there? Well, the safety car's out, so we've got plenty of time to explore that at least. Let's see if we can find that on the replay. Well, this is the view from Marcus Naris, and let's see if we can work out what's going on here.
Sorry, Chris, I think Adecoba Lopez might be out of this race. I've just seen a replay of him coming through Copse, and the car was crabbing appallingly, so the championship leader looks like he might be down and out here.
On board with Marcus Naris here. I can see smoke up in front. I just got to find the source of that, and maybe we can have a look at that. The Karcher car is facing the wrong way there.
It's
Oh,
Peter Van Gaal. He gets turned around by one of the engine or direct cars.
and what on earth happened to Marcus Narris there? He's on the brakes nice and early. Just gets absolutely shafted from the rear, I think. Let's go back and have another look at that one on the replay. See if we can work out what's happened to Marcus Narris.
For those of you that have seen F1 or a fan of F1 history, it looks like a replay of the 1973 British Grand Prix.
Wow, it is absolute carnage out there. It's the 9 of... Well, it's the movie Go number 9, Bjorn de Haas. Just fails to see that Narris is on the brakes, and let's go back and have another look at that one from... Oh, it's just ugly. It's ugly to watch. Good thing this is virtual racing is all I'm going to say. So we have a look at this from Peter Van Gaal's point of view here. Down the start-finish straight they come. He's side by side with the engine oil direct number 125 there. Gets turned around and into the barrier. And then, yeah, that it all goes wrong from there. Well, there's all kinds of contact going on. It's the engine oil direct car that's turned around Peter Van Gaal, and then there's a huge crash. A load of cars involved. There's so many cars in close proximity, Adam. It's difficult to avoid any contact there. And there's a secondary contact from Bjorn de Haas there, and wow, that was pretty ugly, and it was on the cards. It always is with the reverse grid top 20, but we never like to see something quite that bad.
Yeah, and it's, what did we say? A bad finish by Adeko Lopez could turn the championship on his head. Adeko Lopez is now down in 25th place. With the help of the safety car, he should catch onto the back of the pack, but Jamie Rushworth is now leading the race. Could this championship be turning on its head here as we head to Bathurst next week?
Well, Kobe Lopez has got to keep that car going. He's in the pits, isn't he? But that could be quite a lengthy repair for Kobe Lopez. Just trying to figure out which engine oil direct car that was that we saw coming through there and making that contact with Peter Van Gaal. It's unknown at the minute from the numbers. Just not sure which one it was, unfortunately. Lopez is still in the pits. He's got to be seriously worried. He knows Jamie Rushworth is leading this race. Well, wouldn't that be an absolute, well, shame for Kobe Lopez after having such good results to have many of them thrown away just by that one piece of contact there.
Yeah,
I suppose he should be lucky. You know, he should be thankful it's virtual racing. Otherwise, he might well be dead in real life. Something like that going on.
Yeah, and I think he's lucky that he's not out of the race completely. I've just had a look at the replays for you, Chris. It was Simon Fields that turned around the Karsha car at Peter Van Gaal. Also, the lights are out on a safety car, I do believe, so we will be going racing at the end of this lap.
So not the longest safety car because they are short laps here. And it'd be good to get that underway. But there he is, Kobe Lopez. Gets back underway. He would have liked a longer safety car period, I imagine, Adam.
However, he is a few laps down, so that's surely going to be detrimental to his race as we're going green.
Look how close Robert Plumley is behind Jamie Rushworth. He's absolutely not going to let that championship winner last time round get the jump on him. Plumley stays firmly on the rear of Jamie Rushworth's car. You just got to watch the middle of that field there, because you could have a secondary incident, people getting too excited by the restart. Nils Jordan back up to 8th place as a result of all that carnage, so he's actually benefited from that.
Just for an update for you on Adeko Lopez, the car is still crabbing. I've watched him go down the back straight. I think he might have got out trying to salvage something, but the car still looks in really bad shape for the championship leader.
Well, he needs a minimum race distance to qualify for any points at all, so he might as well carry on. It's not going to be the fastest finish ever for Lopez, unfortunately. It looks okay in a straight line, it's just when he comes onto the brakes here, well, he's having to fight that pretty hard. It could be worse, I've got to say it could be worse, but it's not going to win him any races at this rate.
Yeah, and it's a shame the safety car came out, because once again it has spoiled the flow of the race. The cars are now in line astern. Problem for Laura Bond is she's down in 13th place at the moment. I think that was as a result of the contact at the start. We come around to complete the first lap. Wojciech Savidovic is in 14th place. Jamie Rushworth up in front does a time of 59.235. He is going away with this one, and just as we thought the championship was all over, it's right back on here.
Well, absolutely fantastic promise for the excitement at home in terms of the viewers, but Laura Bond is in the pits, so too much damage on that car, possibly. I think she might have to pack that one up for the evening. which would be a real shame.
Oh, contact between... Oh, no, it's all gone wrong. It was the STP Bianco car of Scott Malcolm, and I think Dan Hunt was involved in that as well. And one of the eBay Motors cars, I think it might have been Steve Richardson, so it all went wrong into Beckett's.
Let's go back and have another look at that one on the replay again. No more safety car, and that's one of the cartridges just coming down the inside. Scott Malcolm actually gets turned around by that, the number 23 there. And then just it flips around on him the other way, and he's now a rolling roadblock. Richard Weil involved there, one of the DMRs, and his secondary contact there as well. And it was just all caused by Katz, in fact. Andreas Katz just clipping the back of Scott Malcolm's car there, and Katz already in trouble, Adam, after contact in the previous session. Gave him 2 back of the grids this time round, and the stewards are going to be looking at that one again.
Yeah, it looks like he hasn't learned from his lesson the last time round, so I wonder if the stewards may be imposing further penalties. Their extremities can range from a penalty to complete disqualification from a race meeting, and surely Andreas Katz does not want that.
No, he absolutely doesn't. The German is one of the top contenders in the championship, although hasn't really had the results or the luck this season, unfortunately. He's going to have to make better luck for himself than that, though, if he wants to get higher up the grid. Maintains 13th at the moment. Meanwhile, Robert Graham in a fight with Colin Steele here, down the inside at Priory, takes that position away from the Powermax car, and he's got David Taylor right up in front of him in the DMR, and Rob Burton, another DMR driver, just a couple of places behind. Rob Graham must fancy himself at his 16th place though, and it's really shaken the grid up, hasn't it? Ellis Stevens out, Steve Hefford out, Bjorn de Haas, Simon Field out. Oh, yeah. Peter Van Gool's out as well, shame.
Yeah, and then the big name of... Oh, bit of contact there. That was the KX Club car getting into the back of the DML car of... I couldn't see what that was again.
David Taylor.
David Taylor, dear me. What a bad job there by the KX Club car. He's now turned him out of the race. I wonder if the stewards will be imposing a penalty on him there.
So much contact in this final race, and it was just straight into the back of the DMR car by Robert Graham. Not the greatest piece of driving in the world, and well, David Taylor's unlucky to get rolled over so many times there, isn't he?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a misjudgment of braking there by the KX Club car. There's a battle here going on here for the top 5 place. That's Martin Johnson, then the CQR car, and behind him is, I believe, Andrew Whitehead. He's been dropping down the order these last few laps, and Linus Bostrom is trying to get that place as well. As we head into Cops, he is going to get down the inside, I think, and I think he might have that place done on Andrew Whitehead as we head into Maggots and Beckett's again. There's 14 laps to go here as he goes down the inside. I think Bostrom has got that 5th position. Good move by the Movie Go car.
He takes that position away. 5th place, he's got Martin Johnson in his sights. Martin Johnson, by the way, great job holding on to 4th place. We were giving him a bit of a ribbing in the interview before the race, saying, you know, how he's never going to be able to. He needs to tie a tow rope onto the back of Rushworth's car to stay in that 4th position. But he's done it all by himself so far, and credit to him.
Oh, into the back of Andrew Whitehead goes the 7th place car, Ben Gregory, there, as we head through Lovefield to complete another lap. Rushworth, by the way, has got a 3.8 second lead. He's away with this at the moment, and that's now meant that Bostrom's now got away from these pair.
Well, I can tell you that the fewer cars that are in this session, the better for Kobe Lopez, because the points go all the way down, and he'll still score some good points, even in 24th place. We were talking if he retires, he gets 0, but if he finishes in 24th place, he's going to get, I can't work it out in my head, but it's going to be about 50 points. So he's only going to drop 50 points on Jamie Rushworth. He's already 160 to the good, at least. So it's not going to make that much difference, really.
Yeah, while we look at this battle, I think I might have to get the rule book out and have a look at the points you get for each position. Meanwhile, the battle between Andrew Whitehead and Ben Gregory continues into Luffield. Ben Gregory down the inside of Andrew Whitehead. Andrew Whitehead moved over and gave it to him practically. Whitehead down to 7th, and up to 6th goes Ben Gregory.
Well, David Baker now up to 2nd place, passing Robert Plumley, but Plumley is not done yet. Plumley is a hard charger, that's for sure. He is going to be trying to take that 2nd place back from David Baker. Runs very wide though. I think that might be his chance gone. Yeah, he just drops back a little bit. Johnson now under all kinds of problems from Linus Brostrom. might be looking at an overtake pretty soon as we reach the halfway point of this race, in which we've already had the safety car out. Could have had it out another time as well from some more contact, but got away with it. And it wasn't a very long safety car. At least that's one good thing about it.
We saw safety cars at Spa-Francorchamps, which meant the race did go on for quite a while, and I think we saw a safety car as well at Road America, which was again another long lap. So thankfully we didn't see it out for too long here, and it meant we got the maximum time to see some top quality touring car racing here.
I tell you what, that might well have saved Lopez, because I wonder what position he might be in if the cars weren't all slowed down for those 3 laps that the safety car was out. Oh, there's a KX Momentum up in front into the wall. Looks like it was trying to get out of the way of traffic and just moved over too far. Not quite sure what's going on. Is that Marcus Narris? It is.
Is it?
I think he's got a lot of damage on that car. He's trying to keep it on the track, but the faster guys are coming up behind him. Now that's Ben Gregory, who's going to have to be careful. Narris around the outside. If that car won't drive in a straight line, he does need to bring that one in. He'll be acutely aware of that, I'm sure. Race Marshal, by the way, Marcus Narris in real life, so he's well accustomed to the rules of racing, and does a great job volunteering down there at Brands Hatch every, well, not every weekend, but a good number of weekends. Now Cat's up to 10th place. A little bit controversial though, having caused that crash earlier. Well, we feel he caused it anyway, not that we'd like to jump to conclusions, because Scott Malcolm is now down in 20th as a result of that.
Oh, I've just looked at the points positions you get, Chris. 100 points for a win for Jamie Rushworth, and Adeko Lopez has just been elevated to 23rd place. That will give him 48 points. So I'll get the calculator out and do some calculations.
Oh, Whitehead!
CQR cars goes around. Yes, that's Andrew Whitehead. What a shame for him. He was in 7th place.
And that could be the end of Andrew Whitehead's race. He gets the car going again. That was Janowski that he came together with. Well, we need to go back and have another look at that one, I think. What on earth happened there? Here we go. Julian Janowski and Andrew Whitehead. It's probably better if we look at this from the overhead cam here. Does Whitehead move across? No, Janowski moves across, surely. Is that... Why would he move across there, though? That's the question. Was he trying to turn in early?
Well, we saw him turn in early at Priory in the last race, so he is racing under a cloud at the moment, Janowski. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a grid penalty or something for the next race meeting.
Well, Janowski's up the inside. Now watch the hands on the steering wheel here. This is all important. He doesn't move. He doesn't move. So he's not steering into Whitehead's car. It's just the two of them come together. So that one might well go down as a racing incident, but it's critically unfortunate for Andrew Whitehead, who was running such a good race there. Janowski, not the cleanest driver that we've ever seen in this championship, that's for sure. Maybe some stewards looking at him in a little bit of a negative light, but we'll have to wait and see. Side by side, Laidler and Savidovic giving each other a little bit of door banging, trying to take off each other's mirrors there. Savidovic is through, Laidler's down to 10th, and Jamie Rushworth now has a 5-second advantage at the front with 8 laps to go. He's cruising.
Yes, you're right, it's going to be the full 100 points, and as we were saying just before that incident occurred, Adeko Lopez currently in 23rd place. He will get 48 points. So at the moment I'm just doing the calculations. I'll get back to you with the predicted scores in a minute, Chris.
Thank you, Carol Vorderman. Meanwhile, David Baker, can he close up at all on Jamie Rushworth? If you look at the 4th place here as well, which has been taken by Linus Brustrom now, 4th place is 10 seconds behind the race leader right now. That's incredible. Martin Johnson holding on for 5th from Ben Gregory, who's up to 6th place now. Gregory on the attack though. Here he is in the chrome restart. He will be the 2nd chrome restart car after David Baker. Oh, Jono's gone wide there, Martin Johnson. He's gonna lose out to Ben Gregory down the Wellington Straight probably. He's got the inside line coming into Priory. Can he hold the speed? That's the question. He's got it just about, I think. He will hold that position, but Gregory is on the attack. He has smelled the CQR blood there of Martin Johnson. Coming into Luffield for the 15th time out of 22. Again, Johnson going very wide there, struggling to keep that car under control. Could be a side of tyre wear there, Adam.
Yeah, we are getting into the closing stages of this race now. 7 laps to go at the moment. So Martin Johnson will be trying to get this car to the end of the race. He is in 5th place at the moment, which is a great result for him and CQR at the moment after the demise of Andrew Whitehead. So brilliant job by Martin Johnson.
He's actually pulled a little bit away from Gregory now as well. Seems to have that position a little bit safer. I think something's happened with Julian Janowski though. Let's just go over to him because he's now down to 10th and he's chasing Russell Laidler. And we saw this in the last race for the race lead, didn't we? Towards the end of the race, Laidler was trying to hold on from Janowski. Probably not as important this time around, but these two drivers will still want to come out on top of one another. Janowski's just got to keep that car out of trouble, hasn't he?
Yeah, I was just about to say that, heading into Priory. Let's see if he has a go. No, he keeps the car in a reasonably safe position as we head through Priory into Luffield. Will he have a go down the inside? He nearly hits the back of the CQR car there of Russell Laidler as we come off the right-hander hairpin once again. 6 laps to go here. I wonder if Julian Janowski can pull off a move in a clean fashion. He is a bit far behind as we head down the straight. The gap between the pair is about 7/10 of a second as we go through the corner. Watch out for that traffic, guys. You do not want to hit that DWR car, and I think they all get through pretty safe.
And that's the incredibly bent car of David Taylor, who I can only think he'd want to get to race distance for the points, but I don't think that car really should be out on the track looking at that. Not really driving very straight at all. But in any case, let's hope he doesn't cause any problems with that one. It feels strange not to be talking about the front of the field, Adam, but there's really no point, is there? Jamie Rushworth driving on his own.
Yeah, you're right there, Chris, and there was a bit of contact there between... Oh, Martin Johnson turns around Ben Gregory. Those two did have a bit of contact going into Priory, but I don't know whether Martin Johnson was giving him a bit of payback there.
Well, let's go back and have a little look at that one on the replay then. Gregory side by side. Johnson has the inside line here. We're just going to change this one over to the chopper cam, I think, and have a look at that. Well, it looked like Johnson was really, really late on the brakes there and couldn't turn in. I don't know what your opinion of that is, but Johnson should have turned in by then, I feel. I do feel like Gregory's actually given him enough room there, and was there a... And Johnson's just then hit the back of Gregory's car and taken him off the track, so I'm not quite sure what that's all about.
Yeah, a bit of a misjudgment. I've had a look at the calculations, Chris. The gap will be down to only around about 120 points between Rushworth and Lopez. So not as much damage as we thought as we head into Priory once again. Battle between Andreas Katz and Martin Johnson. Johnson shoves him out wide. Blimey! Katz goes off the racetrack, and that allows the STP Bianco car, Wojciech Savidovic, to get into the action.
Well, Johnson's got to be careful here because he might already be in trouble for that Gregory incident earlier on. Two much faster drivers, I'd say, behind, and Janowski also behind. Laidler down to 11th now. Something's happened to him. Not quite sure what. Here comes Katz down the inside. Savidovic trying to play it safe at the moment. Katz isn't going to get him this time. Can he keep enough of his car in front to get his nose down for maggots? Janowski's a constant threat at the back. Oh no, more contact. Katz is going straight on. Just missed the barrier.
They're going to both come across the track. Thankfully they don't hit anyone, but that was pretty scary stuff there.
Well, absolutely incredible. They didn't hit either the barrier or any other cars. That, once again, more contact with Martin Johnson, and that was pretty scary to watch. To see that one from the overhead camera on the replay there. Johnson's just coming across the track. It looks like Kat's unwilling to move to accommodate him, and that's where the contact comes from. Both drivers completely out of control here, and you can see cars just going past on that exit to Beckett's there. Katz actually gets a little bit more fortunate on the way back and is now running in 8th place, but Martin Johnson down to 11th now. It's probably a little bit calmer involved in that, Adam.
Yeah, I think so, but it was unfortunate for those two. They were having such a great race. Martin Johnson now down in 11th place, and Andreas Katz now down in 8th, so a bit of a shame.
And the man we didn't talk about for most of the other races, here comes Richard Wilde, looking to make a move on Robert Graham. Robert Graham already in the black books after that contact with David Taylor, which has resulted in Taylor's retirement for DMR Hydrographics. Andrew Whitehead, look how many of these cars are battered, beaten up after all of this contact in this race. Can Richard Wilde find a way past? Oh, and Dan Hunt makes a mistake there at Beckett's. He's just up in front in 16th. So Richard Wilde chasing for more points for the eBay team. But you've got to feel once again Baker in 2nd and Gregory in 7th, Hoog in 9th. 3 top 10 finishes for Chrome Restart again. They really do have the upper hand in this championship, Adam.
Yeah, you're right, Chris. And with the eBay Motors cars, which are currently second in the Teams Championship in 23rd, out of the race with Ellis Stevens, Steve Richardson in 12th, and Richard Wild in 18th. They're not really going to do much damage to that championship lead by Chrome Restart. Richard Wild, though, he is a proven race winner in this series, so he is sadly down in 18th place at the moment, but I think he is closing in on the KX Club car and the DMR car of Dan Hunt and Robert Graham, with 2 laps to go here.
Well, 2 more laps from Silverstone as we see Laidler versus Hoog. And Laidler giving Hoog a little love tap at Beckett's just to get the upper hand, maybe, down to Priory, too wide. Laidler's going to hold on for the inside at Luffield and will take that position away from Hoog. Oh, a little bit more door banging. There's going to be no doors left on that CQR car by the end of the race. Hoog has to settle for 10th place now as Laidler forces his way into 9th. Hoog's had a good evening, but it's been a while since we've seen any really quick drives from Stefan Hoog. He's just kind of pretty steady up in the top 5 of the championship. Probably realises he's not going to be able to win this particular championship. It's going to fall to either Rushworth or Lopez by our calculations now. But a top 10 finish, not to be sniffed at. Jamie Rushworth, though, seems to be cruising still.
Yes, Stefan Hoog, the last time he won was race 1 at Road America, but what a great drive by Jamie Rushworth. I think he's eased off the gap 3.7 seconds and he's going to come through for the win.
Round 27 of the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship goes to Jamie Rushworth. He buzzes a pit wall in delight. Little wiggle there. Great win for Jamie Rushworth. Not the most challenging race, but still very fast and very consistent nonetheless. David Baker finishes 3 seconds behind. Brostrom's just coming home for 3rd place to take the final podium spot. Plumley holds on as well to keep Savidovic at bay. So Plumley 4th, Savidovic 5th, Janowski takes 6th, and Gregory 7th. Jamie will take 8th.
Jamie Rushworth's first win of the season since Spa at the beginning of May, so been a long time coming.
Well, it has been hard fought, shall we say. Helped on a little bit, perhaps, by that early incident, but let's go over to the man himself. We spoke to you earlier, Jamie. We're talking about the championship and all, but some weight off your shoulders there with a great victory.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a while now since Spa.
Yeah, we were just saying that in the commentary box, and it must be good to be back on top.
It really is. Feels really good.
And obviously Koba Lopez involved in that early incident that brought the safety car out. A bit unfortunate for him, but I imagine you'll take the points wherever you can get them.
Absolutely. I don't know what that makes the difference now, but it certainly helps.
So we make the difference without taking into account bonus points for fastest lap and such. 52 points you were to the good of Koba Lopez in that last race, and the gap was... What was the gap going in there, Adam?
The gap going into this race was 178 points.
So that's 126 now, the difference, but probably a little bit less than that, some bonus points coming your way. So is the fight back on?
Well, with Bathurst coming up, actually, perhaps it is.
Well, how is your pace round Bathurst, and what do you know about Lopez's pace?
I know nothing about either of our paces from Bathurst.
Well, it's going to be all important to get out as high as you can in the qualifying, isn't it? Because if there is an incident at the sort of first climb up the mountain, it could be a big long wait before you can get through there.
Yeah, absolutely. And you want to be out in front so that you're not caught up in any of the incidents either. So qualifying, definitely.
And is that just a case of putting in the practice laps, considering it's not often we run this in this championship?
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, congratulations on the win. Must be some weight off your shoulders to be back on top, so we'll let you go celebrate, and we're really looking forward to Bathurst next week.
Yeah, me too. Cheers.
Thanks, Jamie. It's Jamie Rushworth there for Movie Go Racing. Some good finishes for Movie Go this evening, and Rushworth didn't give up after being crashed out of one of the earlier races, so doing pretty well. Not enough to take the championship, I don't think, because that's going to fall to one of the Chrome Restart drivers probably. Speaking of which, we can hopefully go over to Stefan Hoek, who is joining us now live from the Chrome Restart pit, if you like. A good result for you, Stefan.
Well, it could have been better, obviously, but...
I mean, we saw you tussling with Russell Laidler towards the end of that race. Did you feel like maybe he sort of muscled you out of the way, or is that all just fair play?
It doesn't matter. My car was so damaged. I mean, on the straight, he must have been like 5 miles quicker or so.
Well, it's been quite a tough season for you, having narrowly missed out on the championship last season. Having the extra level of competition from the people like Koba Lopez and Savidovic coming in, it makes it even harder for you to get those necessary points, doesn't it?
Well, Lopez is frankly untouchable. He's just way too quick. The rest, I think we're all about same level. Watch, Jamie, myself. If I put in some more practice, there isn't much between us. But Lopez won it anyway because he's untouchable, really.
Well, we've been speaking to Jamie Rushworth a little bit earlier. We heard differently from him. He thinks he's got the measure of Lopez. Bathurst is going to be a different proposition because it's not one we often run. But could we see Lopez a little bit slower there as a result?
I've no idea. I don't even own Bathurst and iRacing, so I've no clue what it's like in the Kia.
So you've got about a week to make the purchase and get on the grid. Otherwise, you wouldn't want to miss out on that round, surely.
Well, I'm in it now for the team championship, and that looks pretty good. I don't know the scores of tonight, but first race was excellent.
How much of it is the teamwork in the Chrome Restart team, and how much of it is just making sure you get 4 drivers out there on the grid each time?
Well, the 4 drivers obviously very, very important, but in qualifying, generally we try to draft each other, and especially draft the quote slower guys, because even a 10th might mean 5 positions for them, which give us a lot more points.
Well,
so it's a lot of teamwork.
It's working out at the moment, and looks to be going towards Chrome Restart for the championship win at the end of the season. It's not over yet, of course, 6 more rounds to come, but we're wishing you all the best in the championship for the drivers and the team as well. Thanks, Stefan.
Thank you.
Stefan Hoog there for Chrome Restart, joining us. We don't get him in that much, actually. Tends to have some quiet races, but some good races nonetheless. And finally, let's see if we can go over to Andy Katz, who might be in the black books this evening. Andy, are you there?
Hi.
Not the greatest race evening for you, probably. One that you might want to forget.
No, I think it was good. I had to start from 31, got one time on 9. It's not that bad.
So you had a great race too, coming all the way through the field, but having 2 back of the grid penalties, how did you feel about that? Did you feel like you deserved that, or was that quite harsh?
Right, made it exciting. For the rest, I don't want to talk about.
So what was your mindset going into the second race? Because it's one of the best drives that we've seen in the Touring Car Championship, and from 32nd to 9th must have taken some driving.
I thought keep it cool, don't wreck somewhere, and did my best like always.
Well, you definitely didn't wreck in a second race, and how much of that is down to being German and just saying, I will drive in the most efficient way possible and drive through all of the other cars?
Yes, that's the German efficient way.
Excellent. Well, the championship is pretty much going towards either Lopez or Rushworth. Do you think Lopez will take it, or can Rushworth catch him?
I think Kopita can do it.
Well, we'll have to wait and see for the final 6 rounds. But what do you think about Bathurst next week?
I don't mind. I like every track. If I have the time to train, I get used to every track now.
Excellent. Well, we'll be looking forward to seeing how well you can do at Bathurst and the Karcher team in general. So thanks for joining us, Andy.
Okay, see you.
That's Andy Katz there. He didn't seem too bothered about some of his driving offences, did he, Adam?
No, he didn't seem to mind at all. Maybe that's just his touring car mentality. I've just been looking at the standings, Chris, and going into Bathurst next week, the gap between Ade Koba Lopez and Jamie Rushworth is 73 points. Bring this on.
Well, that's a lot closer than we thought, isn't it?
Yeah, I was pretty surprised myself when I refreshed my points. 2,212 points for Lopez and 2,139 for Jamie Rushworth. So Bathurst seems to be a bit of an anomaly with our touring car drivers, so get ready for some unpredictability next week.
Well, the German Andreas Katz doesn't care where he drives. He just wants to have fun and drive through past as many cars as possible. The Swiss Stefan Hug doesn't even own the track yet. Rushworth lacks the necessary knowledge of the track, so he'll be practicing all week, I'm sure. And Lopez is an unknown as yet to give us an interview here on BSR TV. It's all wide open for the last 2 meetings of the season. Next Thursday is where you can catch the Bathurst rounds 28, 29 and 30, the Engine Oil Direct Touring Car Championship, and you're bound to have some exciting racing, as exciting, if not more so, than this evening. We've also got Skip Barber coming your way on Monday from 8:40 PM in the UK, and whatever time that is wherever you are, let you work that one out. And Tuesday's the GT Sprint Cup as well, although that's coming to an end pretty soon. Should probably check when the last race is in the season for that one, but it's all going on here on BSR TV. So thanks very much for joining us this evening. From me and Adam, we will see you next week.